All right, let's talk about the AirPods Pro. I just said that and it went ahead and played in like all the way across the other room. Hey, knock it off.
Okay.
Hey, stop.
Flashback.
All right, AirPods Pro 249. Let's go ahead and dive right in. 3 hours of talk time, 4.5 to 5, maybe 6 hours of audio playback time, transparency mode, ANC, the ability of putting in one earbud at a time. Now, there's many things to think about with regards to utilizing the AirPods Pro, and I just wanted to kind of highlight a couple of those today. First of all, these things are just a miracle of industrial design. So just the fact that they're so small yet so powerful, I do think that these really were a breakthrough. The breakthrough feature, again, similar to the AirPods Max, was transparency mode. Because as you create a great seal around your ear, which locks in all of that sound, transparency mode almost takes the claustrophobia out of having that seal in your ear, something that would annoy me over time, with past earbuds that would go in. So leveraging transparency, which just is pumping in microphone noise, gives my brain that sensation that there really is an open seal and that my ears can breathe, thus giving me a little bit more comfort while listening, even though I have a solid seal that's created. Shout out to Joanna Stern at Wall Street Journal, longtime fan obviously, but she was one of the first to talk about the fact that you can't eat with these earbuds. And what she means is that because they're so heavy in your ear, that just the way that they hold onto your ear and how much of the weight actually sits on the outside of the bud, ultimately this thing's gonna fall out. So if your ear contorts in any way, whether it's chewing on food or if you're gonna go work out with them, there's a high likelihood that these are going to fall out of your ears. Something that really annoyed me and led me to these bad boys as being, my favorite right now. But I love the fact that, as you stick it in, it works. The microphones work. The thing I wish that these guys had on them is hardware controls, and they do have the ability of doing that, but let me talk about that a little bit. So I didn't actually know that this stem here had a groove in it, and so I always just thought like if I push and hold it, that's how I changed from transparency mode to active noise cancellation to turning it off. But I didn't know that if I just quickly pinch it once, that's going to pause play. If I pinch it twice, that's going to take me to the next track, and then 3 will take me back. Very similar to what the Power Beats is, but with the Beats you have like the feedback of hitting a button. With this, it's like you get an audible click, but if you're on the move and on the go, the fact that the stem is that short, I'm just surprised that they didn't do what the AirPods 1 did, which was just the ability of having like some sort of accelerometer in there to actually, as it's moving, give me the option of, double tapping and having that type of gyroscopic initiation of the playback controls, because really the playback controls in here are a complete failure. Another industrial design, everybody talked about it, but just the ability of being able to like rip off these and clean these, low key, not ashamed. I actually run into earwax problems just due to the shape of my ear canal. I do get build up, and so with that it is nice to be able to remove those before, and actually will drive towards cleanliness, and that tends to help in my confidence that I'll keep these from a longevity standpoint overall. One thing that concerns me about these though in the long run is completely the battery life. So the battery life on my AirPods 1s is what put me into the 2s, and just because I use them all the time, the battery life went down. And so my concern with these is the exact same thing, which is just end-of-life battery. The price point's pretty high, and again, I do believe that these were innovation level, so definitely early adopter price, early adopter technology. So it's what's going to come that's going to be incredible, but it's not fully baked yet. So if you like those underbaked cookies, this is perfectly for you. Unbeatable size, unbelievable pocketability, wireless charging case, has been clutch. I stick it on my Qi charger. Still the fact that it has the lightning, I'm fine with that. Again, H1 chip, The ability of going in between all my devices, fantastic. Let's go ahead and just break down feature to feature, what it is that I like. All right, so battery, gotta give these a D. They really scare me. So I can only go from about 8:30 till about 11:30 wearing them for work. They just tend to go bad because I'm on phone calls, I'm connecting to music, going from my computer back to my phone and things like that. And I think that's still somewhat advertised, but based on the fear that I have coming off of the AirPods 1 and the AirPods 2, which I lost to just battery life, these scare me, so I'm gonna have to give them a D. Sound quality, I'm gonna give these a C, and I wanna make a disclaimer there that does not include the spatial audio. Spatial audio to me is an A+. It's a breakthrough technology. Spatial audio, if you're not aware, if I turn my head, it has a gyroscope in there to detect where the source of the audio is, whether it's your TV or your Mac, and only certain content actually has that enabled. So I'm not going to go ahead and include that in just overall music quality. But the quality of these is good, as expected, for a $249 price tag. Overall build quality, I mean, these things are incredible. I feel like if I'm gonna drop them, they're gonna survive. So you have your Apple standard. These hit that, so C. I think that there's a couple things though that they could have done better on the overall build. I think the first thing is the weight distribution is off. So when I wear them, they fall out of my ears. I'm pulling off the ear tips and being able to place them right back on, which enables you to wash them. That's incredible. And then the overall case, like just the confusion again of putting these things back into the case. There's no identifier that shows me what I need to do to put this back in the case, and so I'm always fumbling. The AirPods were just magical with that. I don't know what it is about it, but like I never seem to miss when I'm putting these back in the slots. So it's kind of ironic. These AirPods fit right in between where the power beats go with regards to putting back in the case. These are just an absolute hot mess. These are a mess for sure, but these actually grew on me as to how easy they were to put back into the case. Siri on these picks up well, so I give that props, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a D. Siri continues to disappoint. My Apple Home is set up well. It's getting better, but it's not getting all that better. See? I just said that and it went ahead and played in like all the way across the other room. Hey, Siri, knock it off.
Okay.
Hey, Siri, stop. Exactly. Active noise cancellation, A. Blown away by them for these being this small. They remind me a lot of the QC35s, which I do have here. And these things blow me away with how well they do. So when I was traveling, these were my go-tos because packing the QC35s, carrying them around in that big, travel case was just pretty annoying. Even though I think theirs are better, like the ANC in those would be better stacked rank to rank. There is no, I can't even put words to it. The fact that it's in this package and it makes it work the same, these are a no-brainer comparatively. Transparency, still the best breakthrough feature on AirPods. The recent generations, definitely an A. Phone audio, I don't know recently, again, if it's iOS 14. Well, I think this world needs to start adapting to more digital VoIP communications and really fall back to SMS, similar to kind of how Apple runs it. I think we should all be migrating to FaceTime audio. Audio quality when I'm on a FaceTime audio call is an A, absolutely. But on voice, which again has a degraded quality, I get that. These are really tough still on phone calls, conference calls as well. But when connecting to a Mac, I just never seem to have the same strength of connection as I do to the iOS devices for some reason. So I think the Mac side kind of needs to pick up on this. And again, I'm running a late 2019 MacBook Pro. Speaking of which, H1 chip, I gotta give it a C currently on iOS 14, purely from the software standpoint. These things just get caught in between. I've been on so many phone calls, not just with myself, but with other people who are like, hey, let me put you on my AirPods, or hey, let me put you on my AirPods Pro. And it takes a good 10 to 15 seconds for it either to switch over from them being on music or another device, etc. And so There needs to be a more intuitive way, whether it's delaying the answering of the phone call or something. They need to get more intuitive in regards to figuring out a situation where it's instant. All right, overall value, $249. Recently, I've seen these anywhere between $179 and $225 when they're on sale. If you have an Apple device, if you don't really care about audio quality and you want something to wear around the home to not work out in, these are fantastic. In regards to my expectation around price to value ratio, I gotta give these a B. And let's go ahead and take a look at what my ROI was on my purchase of these. So for these, I got these on a Best Buy sale for $179, so after tax right around $200. I put the value of these, again, very similarly to the AirPods Max at retail, so I'm gonna put the value that these were to me at $249. So my value based on profit on these is gonna be $70, which is okay. I would say it's very average, so we'll go ahead and stick that at a B. You'd have to rip the Powerbeats Pro out of my hands based on my lifestyle. And if you recall, the Powerbeats Pro were $179 of Jared profit based on his purchase and overall value of $279. So, these are great. And then I still think the best, dollar for dollar value is definitely still the AirPods 2. Again, with the upcoming summer rush and kids going virtually back to school, the back to school Mac program tends to put AirPods alongside of a new Mac purchase. So definitely look on eBay, definitely look on your local OfferUp sites to see if you can grab one of these. I think I offered like 12 people $80, and I think I got 2 pair for $100 a pop at the time. So it is doable. You gotta be a little bit entrepreneurial, but it is possible to get AirPods to at a lower level as well. So yeah, AirPods Pro. Tell me what you think in the comments. Where am I wrong? Where am I right? What is it that you love about these? What is it that you hate about these? Are you able to maintain a seal? I'm using the medium, and they tend to do really well, but they, every hour or so I got to shove them back in. How are these working out for you? And what is your overall value? Feel free to, interact with me in the comments. Stoked with this kind of new setup here. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting. But I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace.